Women, have you ever wondered why girls are sometimes so mean to each other? In the new book called Mean Girls, Meaner Women, Doctors Erika Holiday and Joan Rosenberg explore the truth behind the hurtful behavior and what you can do to change it. Joining me now is one of the authors, Dr. Erika Holiday, making her way up from L.A., so we sure appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, Erika. When did you discover that you needed to write about this or that something needed to be done about this?
Well,
what's been your experience?
Well, like many, many women, I've had experiences of mean girls and mean women. And I had to come up with a topic for my doctoral thesis, and have always been interested in women's issues. And when I thought about this issue and saw that there was very little written about this at the time, I knew I wanted to write about this. I wanted to figure out why this happens.
And what did you discover?
Well, I discovered that a lot of women have stories to tell, and whether it's being the victim of mean girls or mean women, or being the perpetrator, that a lot of women have experienced this and continue, and that it's a very painful experience that a lot of time gets trivialized in our society.
Do you find that the women that are being mean are maybe the ones that have little self-confidence, and that the ones that are the perpetrators have more self-confidence and they're a little bit more, they have a higher self-esteem? Have you found that to be the case? Right.
Well, what I have found is that oftentimes someone who is the perpetrator, so someone who is being mean.
Okay, gotcha.
Is someone who might have experiences of the past of being abused themselves. So whether it's being bullied or abused or some kind of issue that they've internalized and have not addressed, they then take that out onto another person. And then the person who's now the victim can then become a perpetrator to deal with it.
Okay.
So it's a vicious cycle.
That victim is what I meant to say instead of perpetrator. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. Now, is it true that if you are a bit mean as a child, you're going to grow up to be mean as an adult?
It can be, not necessarily.
Okay.
If you're being mean and it's about something else, it's about you, it's about maybe your low self-esteem, and you don't get help for that, you don't seek professional help, mental health in some way, therapy, seeing a counselor, and whatever issue doesn't get addressed, you can continue that.
Do you think jealousy is what drives women to betray other women, backstab them, and basically trash talk other women? Is that maybe what you're finding?
Right.
That jealousy plays a big role?
Jealousy, but where does jealousy come from? It comes from a person's sense of self. So it's about a person's self-esteem. When a person doesn't have a good sense of self, then they look to other people, they feel insecure, feel jealous, and instead of addressing it, saying, you know what, I feel bad about myself, they don't say that. They attack the other person.
Okay. What can we do to change this behavior? Particularly, not so much change the behavior, just make sure it doesn't start in our own girls, in our little girls.
Right. Well, talking to girls about handling difficult feelings such as anger. Anger is something that women and girls are generally not supposed to express, right? That girls are told it's okay to feel sad but not to be angry. So to talk to girls and women about handling these difficult feelings and how to feel them and express them in a healthy way.
Was it difficult to write the book?
You know what? It took time because I wanted to make it good, make it thorough. It wasn't difficult only because I found that it was a very therapeutic experience for myself, and I just learned a lot about other women and their experiences.
Do you think if women read this book, they might be able to deal with someone who is or maybe being mean to them, or will they look at themselves and say, oh my gosh, I do this.
Yeah.
And I need to stop.
Absolutely, on both ends. It's a book written for the victim and the perpetrator. It's a book written for mothers, for teachers. There are some exercises in there that you can do to figure out where you fall in terms of being a victim or the perpetrator of being mean, or if you have experiences of being bullied. So yeah, it's written for all women.
Well, where can we get it?
Yes, you can purchase it off of Amazon.com. You can also go to my website, meangirlsmeanerwomen.com, and download a free report. If you you're in a workplace and you work with women and you feel like you might be bullied, there's some tips on there for how you can deal with that.
Wow. And what about being hypocritical? I know a lot of women can be, and I don't know if that's, I don't want to say such a bad thing, but sometimes they'll say, oh, you look so great, when you're thinking, not really.
Right.
So those are the kind of behaviors that we really need to stop.
Right.
Okay.
That's the way that women typically attack other women, as opposed to men who just say it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's true.
We smile to each other's face and say everything's fine, and as soon as the woman walks away, we're like, you know.
Oh, Erika, that's funny. You know, I hate to say it, but we know that sometimes that can be true. All right, get yourself a copy of Mean Girls, Meaner Women. Very enlightening. Thank you so much, Erika, for making the drive up here. So interesting.
Thank you
really,
so much.
I think we've all experienced a little bit of this, whether we're the victim or perpetrator, right? Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Happy holidays. Still to come on Central Valley today. Over the Sierras and to the hills to Tenaya Lodge we go. The winter wonderland that's in our own backyard, and what Christmas activities they're having. We'll be right back.